what I guess in your history or in the past has really been a catalyst for this? Because I know you said that you went through this time, this valley, if you will, in order for you to come back up on the mountain. But somewhere there's a trailhead, and that's where your journey really began. Is there something or a series of events or something in your past that you can track back to and say, you know what, that's really where I started? It just didn't come to fruition until, the last year. And maybe it's a question that you can't answer or haven't thought about. I didn't plan any of these questions.
Yeah, of course.
This is just something in my mind. I'm thinking, over the transformation in my life, yes, I saw it when I was in, later in high school or in college, but that's not where it really started. Is there another starting point for this transition that you can draw back to?
There was. So there's something that happened when I was in college. So in college, I was definitely about the frat style party life. And I had what's called, what I call like a spiritual awakening. And basically, if you've ever had one, it's basically a slap across the face. It doesn't feel good. Yeah. And so that really started this shift of changing kind of who I was. And basically what happened is I went through this period where I was brought up to who I could be. And it was like this vision of like, I just had this extreme sense of happiness and joy and love in my life. And it was for maybe a month or two. And then I started making the same decisions, and you forget about what got you there. And it brought me back down to where I was. And so it was kind of like, I felt like it was like God saying, hey, here's how you could live. Now try and figure out how you're going to do that. And that took about 5 years to kind of go to from the up. And it was more like a steady of just, steady treading water almost. And then all of a sudden you're starting to drown. And it's like, are you going to pick yourself up, or are you going to let yourself drown? And so that's in those moments, I feel like that's when we kind of shape who we are almost.
That's
good. Those
good.
Defining moments. Yeah.
That's good. Just the mental image that I had in my mind is a wrinkled shirt, and you don't iron the whole shirt at the same time. You iron one wrinkle at a time.
Yes.
And it is going to take time.
Yeah.
You got to put the shirt on the ironing board. You got to move it around a little bit. But once you're done and you've ironed out all of the creases, you have a shirt that you're proud to wear. But if you stop halfway through, half of a wrinkled shirt and the other iron just looks silly.
Yes.
So if you're going to start, iron the whole shirt.
Right.
But iron it one wrinkle at a time. And that's essentially what you're saying. It took you 5 years before you had a shirt that you really felt comfortable wearing in public. And tell me if I'm wrong with that metaphor.
No, you're right. I think I've heard another metaphor like that from Les Brown. And he said the Chinese bamboo, which can grow up to 90 feet tall or something ridiculous. It takes 5 years for the Chinese bamboo to grow 6 inches off the ground. It takes 5 years. Now, you have to water it in a very disciplined cycle, or else it dies. Once it reaches that 5-year mark from that, and you start to see that 6 inches, in less than 6 months, maybe it was 6 weeks, something like that, it grows 90 feet tall from there. So basically what that tells, it's like the wrinkled shirt, but more in a sense where it takes 5 years to build a foundation of our habits and who we are and figuring that out. And then all of a sudden the growth starts to kick in. For me, it was about 5 years, but it can be shortened for most people when you have that mindset of trying to water on a consistent basis. I wasn't necessarily doing everything that I could to get to where I am until I had hit rock bottom. If we kind of think about trying to avoid rock bottom or trying to start just where we're at, I feel like we can make even faster leaps with usually with just other people's experiences, trying to find and learn from other people, what they've done, how they got through things, and just having that mindset of what can I learn from other people.